Good morning, this is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I'm back out here at 8564 Franklin Avenue in Los Angeles, and I'm in the process of performing the follow-up video examination of the main sewer line. We were out here on November 7th, earlier this month, and only were able to get about 70 feet into the line due to blockages, and we had questions on how long the line was, where it was running, if it was connected to public sewer, and so forth. I've dropped in through the cleanout here off the back of the structure, and we've run down about 210 feet. We're looking down into the public sewer, which is at the street below. And we push through a lot of different piping materials to get to this point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the camera backwards through the line, and we'll take a look at it that way. So as we pull off public sewer, we've got a short section of that original 6-inch clay piping coming up towards that lower property, and then right into a lining system that's been put through this pipe. Now the liner is a method that inserts essentially a sleeve within the existing pipe to rehabilitate it. And this looks possibly a newer lining system, maybe recent repair. And then we've got now a section of modern plastic piping here. And right here we're going to see some roots coming in where our cast iron pipe meets our newer plastic. This connection here is intended to be sealed and not allow for root intrusions. So this is something that we would be recommending repair on generally. With the system the way it is, regular cleanings being recommended. There's no sense of urgency in performing that repair. Now we're in a section of older cast iron piping here. Now I believe that this line has been hydrojetted recently to clean it, and that jetting really gets everything cut out of there and washed out. You can see kind of the chipping along the walls of the pipe here. So it almost makes this pipe look very clean. But you can just kind of make out the beginnings of, looks like some minor root intrusions. So this section of the system is nearing the end of its useful service life. So one would want to monitor this a little closer for future upgrades. Just kind of see as we go along those areas where it just kind of looks like the pipe is starting to chip away. We're back to a vitrified clay piping. We discussed these clay pipes here during the original inspection, as they have a long service life expectancy, not expected to deteriorate underground like the iron pipes do. But more brittle in nature and have a higher potential for damage during seismic activity and earthquakes. Now the root intrusions you see here at this joint, this is a common condition in these clay pipes. Normally we're suggesting that they can be maintained with regular sewer line cleanings. We've got a couple of short cast iron fittings back through this section where there's cleanouts put in the past. There apparently is additional access to this line down lower. Whether they're exposed or accessible, we don't know today. Alright, so back into a section of newer plastic again where there's been a clean out put in here. Some of these sections of plastic look like they were done more recently. This particular one looks like it's been here a while. You can see the rust staining along the bottom of the pipe. That tells us that it's been in use for a while. Back to another older section of cast iron piping here. This one doesn't look as old. I think there's been kind of a progression of upgrades and repairs at different times. But all of this is stuff that we would recommend be monitored. Regular video examinations annually is typically what we're going to be recommending. Coming back around the clay again. still got an area here. We got a pretty good size root chunk in there and a bit of an offset occurring at this joint. So again, something to keep an eye on. In that area, we wouldn't see it now. Back to a section of newer plastic. This is one of the areas I think has been repaired. Yeah. And then back again to clay. You see what we're talking about here with the back to cast iron. And pulling back up towards the back of the structure now. This is the other area where our plastic connection has significant roots, so that coupling has been compromised as well. Let's see that over about here. This one's just a few feet down from the back of the structure. So there's two of these areas where we've got the couplings that connect the plastic to cast iron. They're allowing root intrusions, so they were not put in properly. Cast iron. Another short section of clay. Plastic here that's dropping into our clean out. Alright, so at this point the system is now draining. We've got kind of just a lot of different piping here, several different conditions through the line. Definitely a situation of want to monitor the pipe. There will be future upgrades needed. Also, you're going to need regular maintenance of the system. That maintenance would include annual cleanings and regular video examinations. The two areas where we had root intrusions at the couplings of those plastic pipes really should be addressed. But again, no sense of real urgency in it with the pipe draining normally now, and the fact that we're performing cleanings anyways. Future upgrades or repairs in those areas of cast iron pipes would take care of those at that time. Plus, with the difficult access here, it's kind of difficult to get down and start locating in these areas. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to conclude the video portion of the follow-up examination, and I'll be issuing a written report which will describe our final findings and recommendations. And I would ask that you do refer to that for those findings and recommendations. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.